This is the Retroid Pocket 3 Plus, and it's definitely one of my favorite consoles from the past couple of years. However, if I'm taking it with me on the go, or want something to store it in at home, I definitely want a good case for that. If you're in the market for a good case for the Retroid Pocket 3 Plus, let me show you some good options in that regard. Without further ado, let's take a look. If you're looking to get a case at the same time of purchasing, the original one directly from Retroid is a pretty good option in that regard. It's made out of pretty sturdy material, and it also has a nice zipper on it. The zipper itself has a little rubber grip here with the Retroid Pocket logo on it. It's kind of nice, and it definitely makes it have a little bit better grip on it when you're trying to close it. I kind of like that, nice touch. We also have a little wrist strap here that attaches up by the zipper, which is pretty nice. If you're looking to carry it with you, it also has a little lock thing so you can slide it down if you want. It's not too bad. I don't think I've ever used this, but it's nice to have on there anyways. As mentioned, the material on the case is a pretty good quality, and it kind of reminds me of the material you see on something like a seat belt. It definitely feels durable too, and I've had mine for quite a while without any issues. The zipper on the official case is pretty decent, but it's definitely not the top of the line quality. It does the job though. The inside of the case is tailor fit for the Retroid Pocket 3 Plus. The two shoulders fit into these little grooves here, and you have a couple of extra little spots here and a little pouch at the top for any extra storage. However, since the inside of the case is kind of a soft material, it does pick up a lot of dust, as you can see here. The little flap here is definitely a softer material, so you're going to notice dust on this a lot more. However, the bottom of the case here also picks up a lot of dust, and it doesn't stay clean very long. The little Velcro piece here that holds down the flap also kind of feels out of place. It doesn't look like it's supposed to go on top of these, so I'm not sure why that design choice was stuck with. We have ample room at the top for our charger or a USB cable. You could also put an extra micro SD card up here if you wanted. There's probably also a couple other things that you could have room up here for, but that's kind of all what I use it for. Just be a cable. With the 3 Plus in the case, you can see that it does fit really nice. The only thing I'm worried about here is if you don't have a screen protector and the Velcro falls down, it might scratch your screen. With the flap down across the console itself though, it does protect the screen, and I wouldn't worry about anything else there. Overall, I think that's a good fit and it looks pretty good. The design flaw of this case would be the power button hitting the outside of the shell here. I haven't had that issue with mine, but as you can see, it gets pretty dang close. Some people have reported that their device will turn on inside the case, but I haven't had that with mine. Overall, if you're looking for a good case, this is definitely a solid option. I can easily recommend this, and in my time using it, it hasn't got any damage and it's worked well. The zipper is also held up to the test of time, and the device is safely stored in there. It's a pretty good case, and what more could you want? But if we're looking for other options, there is one other case that I can recommend. Let's take a look. Coming in at 20 Canadian dollars, this one is definitely more expensive, but as it's made by Spigen, this case is definitely a little bit better than the other one. It's not custom fit for the Retroid Pocket 3 Plus obviously, so there's a couple different drawbacks with this case. Let's take a look. Right away I can tell you the zippers definitely feel a little bit better than the original case. They still have that rubber grip on them though, and that's really nice to see. The zipper itself also opens a lot smoother than the other one, and it does fit really nice on the console. The inside of the case here does feel a lot smoother, and it's a little softer as well, so it should resist dust a little bit better than the Retroid case. It still obviously shows some dust here, as you can see, so both of them are going to be similar in that regard. The Spigen Switch Lite case also has a little spot up here for some extra accessories, although the only thing that I probably would fit up here would be the USB cable. You could also fit some micro SD cards in these little pouches if you wanted. The part that folds down onto the screen has a soft velvety feel to it, and it's definitely going to do a good job of protecting your console screen. This little ledge here for where the Switch Lite would fall down into place definitely lines up perfectly with this little trigger area. Now this trigger area, because it's going to be stopped by this little ridge, is going to help this so it doesn't slide around. Once this little flap here falls down onto the screen, it holds it into place so it stops it from sliding around. That's really nice to see, but I'll show you how that works. Putting the console in the case itself, you can see there is a lot of room for this thing to move around, which is not the greatest thing to see. Because those two triggers fall down into that little ridge area on the sides, you can see that there is definitely a little bit of resistance when it's pushed over the edge part. Now once we fold down the flap on the top here, you can see that it will actually, in fact, hold it pretty good. We've got the console in the case here. Let's zip it shut and I'll show you how it looks. As you can see, it's pretty sturdy in there. There's a little bit of leeway, but overall, I think this is a pretty good case. Spigen has always made some really good products, and I can always count on them for good quality control. In case you're also curious about it, the original grip case does fit in here. It's a little bit tight. If you rotate this around though, it fits perfect. It is still a little bit tight. It's just pushing down on this rubber part here, so you can close it that way. There you go. Overall, it's a good case. I think I'm going to grab this one, and this is going to be my primary case for the console. You can see with the grip case in there though, it's definitely putting some pressure on the zipper, so I don't know if I would keep the grip in there with that on this. Another thing to note before I forget is the thickness of the cases. The Spigen one is definitely thinner, so it might fit in your bag a little bit better. The Spigen case also looks straighter for some reason. This one is completely straight, and as you can see, the zipper is perfectly done as well. However, if you flip over to the Retroid Pocket case, you can see the bottom here does look pretty straight, and the top looks pretty straight too, but the zipper itself does kind of look like it's a little wonky with the stitching. This is of course just me being a little nitpicky, but both cases do serve their purpose. The Spigen case is also a little longer as well because of the switch light size. The zippers are better as mentioned. The case itself is also a lot nicer, but they're both pretty decent. These are two of the best ones that I found to choose from. I hope to see the Canadian dollar listed on the Retroid Pocket website eventually, but for now it's only listed in US dollars, which makes this more expensive than this. If I had to pick between the two, I would probably pick the Spigen. Especially considering that I can buy this local, and if I have any issues or if something's wrong with it, I can just return it directly to Amazon. If you wanted something a little bit more custom tailored to the device itself though, you can't go wrong with the official case. Both are good options though, as mentioned, so it all depends down to which one you want and which one you think is going to suit your case better. As for me, I'll probably be sticking with the Spigen case, as it's a little bit thinner. It tends to fit in my bag a little bit better. Overall, if you're in the market for a better case, which one do you prefer? Have you found any alternative cases to the Retroid Pocket 3 Plus? Make sure to subscribe so you don't miss any future videos, and as always, thanks for watching.